Hello everyone, welcome to Speak Fast English. Today, we're so excited to bring you the true, incredible story of Cristiano Ronaldo, a young boy from a tiny island who grew up to be one of the greatest soccer stars in the world. Get ready to dive into his amazing journey, from small beginnings to global fame, packed with heart, hard work, and big dreams. This story is perfect for you to practice your English listening and feel the fire of motivation. Follow along as we cheer for Cristiano, a kid with a ball and a vision who never gave up. You're in for a real treat. Want to practice your writing? To jot down a quick note in the comments about your favorite soccer player or a dream you're chasing? It's a great way to grow your skills. Share this video with friends and subscribe to Speak Fast English for more inspiring stories. Let's kick off Cristiano's rise together. Picture a tiny island, surrounded by deep blue waves, with steep hills and colorful houses clinging to the cliffs. This is Madeira, a small speck in Portugal, where a legend was born. On February 5, 1985, a baby named Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro came into the world. His family was poor, living in a simple home in Funchal with a tin roof that rattled in the wind. His dad, Jose, worked as a gardener, and his mum, Maria, cooked and cleaned to help the family of 6 survive. Money was tight, and meals were small. But young Cristiano had a spark of love for soccer that burned bright. At just 3 years old, Cristiano kicked a ragged ball around the dusty streets, his tiny feet dancing with joy. Did you know his first ball was sometimes just a bundle of socks, tied tight, because a real one costs too much? He'd chase it for hours, dodging rocks and neighbors' chickens, laughing as the sea breeze tousled his curly hair. His brothers and sisters cheered, but the island whispered, "Doubts could a boy from such a small, faraway place ever make it big?" Cristiano dreamed wild dreams. He'd stare at the ocean, imagining stadiums packed with fans chanting his name. At 6, he joined a tiny local team, Madeira, where his dad helped clean the field. Teammates giggled at his skinny legs, but when he ran, he flew fast, bold, and unstoppable. Fun fact, his middle name, Ronaldo, came from his dad's love for Ronald Reagan, the US president and movie star. That name held a hint of destiny, a spark of something huge. Life wasn't easy though. The house was crowded, clothes were worn, and some nights, hunger gnawed at his belly. Yet Cristiano clutched his ball, his heart racing with hope. This boy from Madeira was ready to fight for his dream. How far could one kid go? What would it take to rise from this tiny island? Jot down a quick thought in the comments, maybe a dream you'd chase across an ocean. Share this story with a friend to keep Cristiano's journey alive. Let's see where he goes next. Young Cristiano Ronaldo, the skinny kid from Madeira, had a ball at his feet and a dream in his heart, but the road ahead was rough and rocky. Life on the small island threw challenge after challenge his way, testing his spirit like a storm battering the cliffs. Growing up in Funchal, poverty clung to his family like dust to his old soccer ball. The house, a tiny box with a leaky tin roof, squeezed in Cristiano, his parents, 2 sisters, and a brother. Some nights, the wind howled through cracks in the walls, and the table held little more than bread and a thin soup. His mum, Maria, worked long hours as a cook and cleaner, her hands red and tired, while his dad, Jose, tended gardens under the hot sun for pennies. Clothes were patched, shoes were worn, and toys were rare except for that precious ball of socks or rubber, Cristiano's constant companion. Family life brought its own weight. Jose loved his kids, but he battled troubles, struggling with alcohol as money worries piled high. Cristiano saw his dad's tired eyes and heard his mum's quiet sighs. Yet he kicked his ball down the narrow streets, dodging puddles and stray dogs, his mind on green fields and cheering crowds. Neighbors shook their heads, saying, "Soccer's no way out, boy, stay in school." But Cristiano, just 7 or 8, felt a fire inside, a stubborn glow that whispered, "Keep going." Did you know he'd sneak out at dawn, before the roosters crowed, to practice tricks against a wall? Hours passed, his small feet bruised, his legs aching, but his smile stayed wide. Then came a shadow darker than poverty, a scary health scare. At 15, Cristiano's heart raced too fast, pounding like a drum even when he stood still. Doctors called it tachycardia, a condition that made his chest thump wildly, stealing his breath. His mum sat by his side, her face pale, as they waited in a stark hospital room. Surgery loomed a laser to fix the racing beat. What if he couldn't play again? Soccer was his air, his dream, his escape from the dusty streets and the cramped house. The night before, Cristiano lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, hands shaking. "I won't stop," he whispered to the dark, the ocean waves crashing outside his window. The surgery worked, and after weeks of rest, he laced up his boots again, heart steady, eyes blazing. Fun fact, doctors were stunned. He was back on the field faster than most, kicking harder than ever. Challenges towered like Madeira's mountains, poverty pulling him down. Family struggles heavy on his shoulders, and a heart that nearly betrayed him. Could a boy so young, from a place so small, push through? Would his dream survive? Cristiano clenched his fists, the ball at his feet, and took another step. Got a challenge you've faced? Scribble a quick line in the comments. It's a great way to boost your skills. Share this story with a friend to keep Cristiano's fight alive. What's next for our young star? Let's find out. Cristiano Ronaldo, the boy from Madeira, had battled poverty and a racing heart, but his love for soccer burned brighter than ever. The dusty streets of Funchal buzzed with his energy as he kicked his worn ball, dreaming of stadiums and glory. Now, his journey took a bold leap forward. At just 8 years old, little Cristiano joined his first local team, Andorina, where his dad, Jose, swept the field and fixed the nets. The pitch was rough dirt and pebbles, not fancy grass, but to Cristiano, it was a kingdom. He darted past bigger kids, his skinny legs a blur, twisting and turning with the ball glued to his feet. Teammates stared, jaws open, as he scored goal after goal, the net shaking from his powerful kicks. "This boy's special," the coach whispered, scratching his head. Did you know Cristiano cried after losses, even at 8? He hated losing, and that fire pushed him harder. Word spread across the island like a sea breeze. By age 10, he moved to a bigger local club, Nacional, in Funchal. The black and white jersey felt like armor as he danced through defenders. His curly hair bouncing, his eyes sharp and hungry. He trained late, the sun dipping below the hills, practicing trick stepovers, flicks, spins until his feet blistered and the stars twinkled above. Fans clapped, kids cheered, and whispers grew. This kid's got magic. Fun fact, at Nacional, he helped win a youth title, lifting a tiny trophy that felt huge in his small hands. But Madeira was tiny, and Cristiano's dreams were giant. Could this island hold him? Then, a massive chance arrived. At 12, scouts from Sporting CP, a big club in Lisbon, Portugal's capital, heard of the boy wonder from the faraway island. They watched him play, weaving through opponents like a gust of wind, scoring with a crack of his foot. "We want him," they said. But Lisbon was 600 miles away, across the vast ocean. Far from his mum's warm hugs and the familiar rattle of his tin roof home, Cristiano's heart thumped excitement, mixed with fear. His mum, Maria, wiped tears and said, "Go, my boy, chase your dream." His dad nodded, proud but quiet. At 12, in 1997, Cristiano packed a small bag, hugged his family tight, and boarded a plane, his stomach twisting. He'd never left Madeira before. The island faded below, a green dot in the blue sea, as he flew to a new life. In Lisbon, everything felt big and strange. The city buzzed with cars, tall buildings, and crowds, nothing like quiet Funchal. At Sporting CP's youth academy, Cristiano lived in a dorm, a small bed in a plain room, far from his sisters and brother. He missed home, the salty air, his mum's soup. Some boys laughed at his island accent, calling him the country kid. Tears wet his pillow at night, but by day, he ran faster, kicked harder, and dazzled coaches with his skill. His feet flew, the ball his friend, as he trained under bright lights, sweat dripping, heart racing. Coaches marveled, he's raw, but he's a star. At 14, he scored a goal, so wild, dribbling past 4 players, then blasting it in that teammates clapped. Step by step, Cristiano was climbing toward fame. Would Lisbon be his big break? Could a boy so young, so far from home, keep pushing? His first steps sparkled with promise. Got a dream you'd move miles for? Jot a quick note in the comments. It's a fun way to grow your skills. Share this story with a friend to cheer Cristiano on. What's next on his rise? Let's find out. Cristiano Ronaldo, now a teenager, had landed in Lisbon, far from his Madeira home, with a heart full of dreams and a ball at his feet. At Sporting CP's youth academy, the 13-year-old worked hard, his skinny frame darting across the green pitch. The training fields buzzed with energy coaches, barking orders, balls flying, and young players chasing glory. Cristiano stood out, his curly hair bouncing as he sprinted, his feet a blur of magic. He practiced for hours, sweat-soaking his green and white jersey, perfecting stepovers and sharp kicks. Did you know he'd stay late, kicking against the wall under floodlights, even after others went home? His hunger to be the best burned bright. By 15, in 2000, Cristiano's talent glowed. His speed was wild, racing past defenders like a cheetah. The ball stuck to his boots. His shots cracked the net, loud and strong, leaving goalies stunned. Coaches at Sporting CP whispered, "This boy is different." He played in youth games, twisting through opponents, scoring goals that made crowds cheer. Fun fact, teammates nicknamed him Crybaby because he'd get mad or tear up when passes went wrong. He cared that much. But doubts lingered. He was young, just a teenager, and big clubs watched older stars. Could he really shine bright enough? Then, at 16, the door cracked open. In 2001, Sporting CP moved Cristiano up to their senior team, unheard of for someone so young. October 7, 2002, was his day. At 17, he played his first big match against Madeirans, a Portuguese team. Nerves shook his legs, but he took a deep breath, tied his boots tight, and ran onto the pitch. The stadium roared, lights blazing. Cristiano dazzled, dribbling fast, weaving left and right, then bang. He scored not one, but 2 goals, his feet flying, the crowd leaping to their feet. Fans chanted "Ronaldo, Ronaldo," as his grin lit up the night. He was alive, unstoppable, a teenage star rising fast. Word raced beyond Lisbon. Big clubs, giant teams from England, Spain, and beyond turned their eyes to this kid from Madeira. His speed, his skill, his bold tricks caught fire. Then, the life-changing moment arrived. In August 2003, Sporting CP faced Manchester United, a world-famous club, in a friendly match. Cristiano, still 18, stepped out, heart pounding. He danced past players, his boots blazing, outrunning men twice his size. He set up a goal, his pass perfect, and Sporting won 3-1. Manchester United's coach, Sir Alex Ferguson, watched, eyes wide. Players buzzed. Who is this kid? After the game, whispers grew. Manchester United wanted him. A call was coming, a chance to leap to the top. Cristiano's breakthrough had arrived. His hands shook with excitement, his dreams so close. Would he take this giant step? Could a teenager from a small island conquer the world? Jot a quick thought in the comments. Maybe a moment you felt unstoppable. Share this story with a friend to keep Cristiano's rise alive. What's next for our star? Let's find out. Cristiano Ronaldo, the 18-year-old wonder from Madeira, had stunned the soccer world at Sporting CP, his speed and skill lighting up the pitch. Now, in the summer of 2003, a massive door swung open. Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, called Sir Alex Ferguson, the legendary coach, saw the teenager's magic in that friendly match and said, "We need him." Cristiano's heart raced as he signed the deal, leaving Lisbon for England. He was handed the famous number 7 jersey worn by heroes like George Best and David Beckham. The weight felt heavy, but his eyes sparkled with fire. Could a kid from a small island shine in this giant new world? He landed in Manchester, a busy city of red brick and roaring fans. Old Trafford, the stadium, loomed huge. Its stands packed with thousands cheering in red. August 16, 2003, was his big debut against Bolton. Cristiano stepped out, boots laced, hair slicked back, nerves buzzing. The crowd roared as he ran on. A substitute at 18. He dashed down the wing. His feet a whirlwind dribbling, twisting, faking out defenders. Fans jumped up, shouting, "Who's this boy?" He didn't score, but his speed and tricks lit a spark. Did you know he practiced stepovers for hours, even in the rain, to be perfect? His teammates nodded, impressed, and coaches grinned. Life wasn't all easy though. England's game was fast, rough players crashed into him, the ball moved quick, and the cold bit his bones, so different from Madeira's warm breeze. Some fans doubted him, saying, "Too young, too flashy." Early games were tough, passes missed, shots flew wide. Cristiano stumbled, but he clenched his fists. He trained harder, waking at dawn to lift weights, run laps, and kick balls until his legs burned. Fun fact, he'd stay after practice, shooting 100 free kicks, determined to get better. Slowly, his game grew stronger, sharper, smarter. By 2006, at 21, Cristiano was soaring. His feet danced, weaving through defenders, his shots rocketed into nets. He scored 12 goals in his third season, and fans chanted, "Ronaldo, Ronaldo." Trophies came: league titles in 2007 and 2008, and the big one, the Champions League, in 2008, with Cristiano's skill shining bright. The world watched, amazed. He won his first Ballon d'Or in 2008, named the best player alive, a golden ball in his hands. The boy from the tiny island was now a rising star, his name loud across stadiums, his face on posters for young fans everywhere. Hard work turned him into gold. Was this his peak? Could he climb higher? Jot a quick line in the comments. Maybe a time you worked hard and won. Share this story with a friend to cheer Cristiano on. What's next for our star? Let's find out. Cristiano Ronaldo, the rising star at Manchester United, had dazzled fans with his speed, skill, and grit, winning trophies and hearts by 2008. At 24 in July 2009, his journey soared higher. Real Madrid, a giant club in Spain, called with a record-breaking transfer $94 million. The most ever paid for a player. Then Cristiano stepped into the bright Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, a sea of white jerseys and roaring fans. His number 7 shirt flew off shelves, kids everywhere dreaming to be like him. The stage was huge, the lights blinding, and the pressure heavy, but Cristiano's fire burned strong. Could he rule the world? In Madrid, he unleashed magic. His feet flew, dribbling past defenders like a storm. His shots thundered into nets, goals piled up fast. In his first season, 2009-2010, he scored 33 times. Muscles flexing, sweat dripping, as crowds cheered wild. Did you know he trained extra, lifting weights and sprinting, to be faster and tougher? He smashed records: most goals in a La Liga season, 40 in 2010-2011. Then 46 in 2011-2012. Trophies flooded in. League titles, Champions Leagues 4 with Madrid from 2014 to 2018. His rivalry with another star, Lionel Messi, lit up the world. Fans arguing who was best as Cristiano's boots answered with power. The globe adored him. Billboards flashed his face, smiling, strong in cities from Tokyo to New York. He won more Ballon d'Or awards, 2014, 2016. 2017's hands full of gold. Proof he was king. Fun fact, he jumped so high for headers, they measured it over 8 feet, like a basketball star. Later, he moved to Juventus in 2018, then back to Manchester United in 2021. And on to Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia in 2023, scoring everywhere, his name a roar in stadiums. By 2025, at 40, he'd netted over 800 goals, a record, inspiring young players, boys and girls, with his work, his fight, his shine. Cristiano's legacy grew tall. He gave money to schools, hospitals, and kids in need, his heart big as his talent. Fans wore his jerseys, mimicked his SIU celebration, leaping and shouting. From a poor boy in Madeira to a global superstar, he showed dreams come true with sweat and belief. His story grit goals, glory lived on, lighting a path for all. Where will Cristiano go next? How does his story lift you? Jot a quick thought in the comments. Great way to boost your skills. Share this story with a friend to spread his fire. Let's cheer our superstar with Speak Fast English. Cristiano Ronaldo's journey was epic. A boy from a tiny island, battling poverty and doubts, rose to dazzle the world. From the dusty streets of Madeira, kicking a sockball, to the grand stadiums of Manchester United and Real Madrid, he fought hard. His feet danced, his shots boomed, and his heart never quit. Over 800 goals, golden trophies, and 5 Ballon d'Or awards filled his hands. At 40, in 2025, he still shone, playing for Al Nassr, his name a cheer on young lips everywhere. He gave back, to building hope for kids, schools, and families. His legacy as big as the sea around his home. What a ride! A poor boy turned global superstar. Cristiano showed us work and belief can move mountains. His story, full of sweat, courage, and glory, lights a fire for dreamers. The kid from Funchal proved anything's possible, step by step, goal by goal. Loved this tale. Jot a quick line in the comments. Maybe a dream you'll chase like Cristiano. It's a fun way to grow your skills. Share this story with a friend to spread the spark. Hit that like button and subscribe to Speak Fast English for more adventures. Thank you for joining us. Let's kick our dreams to life together.